Hello REVSOUL here, welcome you all guys to a new video. Today I'm so much excited because literally today I have brought the single cylinder super bike from TVS, the all new TVS APACHE RTX 300. Mainly because of the overall build quality, the features and the all new engine, this makes up to a single cylinder super bike. So let's get to know about the all new TVS APACHE RTX 300, starting with the paint finish itself. Right now we get a tan bronze color for the all new TVS APACHE RTX 300, and apart from this paint scheme, they also have like a blue color, a black color, viper green color, and a white one. More like a wide variety of colors for the all new TVS APACHE RTX 300. And the paint quality is also surprisingly too good for the motorcycle, more like a super bike paint quality for the motorcycle. And looking in the design, this is a completely future proof design, more like a super bike design. First I thought this is a completely a mini Triumph Tiger bike, because the one BTO version I rode a month before had a small beak also, which completely had that Triumph Tiger looks, and the beak is an extra accessory which costs about like 550 something rupees, and those beak also had a complete Triumph Tiger look to this motorcycle. And looking in the front, we can find a mid tall visor which give like wind protection up to like 90 km speed, and after like 110 the wind blast completely hit our helmet, making the helmet shiver a bit more. So visor could have been much more taller, so that a complete wind protection would be having for this motorcycle. And below that we can find the Class D headlight setup for this motorcycle, which can put out like 300% more light throw than a standard halogen bulbs. And we also get the TRL below those headlights, which also give that kind of a more like an exotic superbike design for the TVS APACHE RTX 300. Literally in the night time the front looks so much greater, and we can also find that the bike is a much more huge comparing to other single cylinder motorcycles. And indicators, yeah, we do get LED indicators for the motorcycle. It's also much better quality and a good looking indicators for the all new TVS APACHE RTX 300, a great looking indicators. And in the rear side we get a much better looking tail lights too for this motorcycle, with a clean rear fender and a clean look from the rear section also. The literally a single cylinder super bike from TVS. And before getting on the bike, let's check out the other design drawbacks, because the sari guard they have fitted for this motorcycle doesn't go with the design aspect for the TVS APACHE RTX 300, more like a bigger chicken grill for the motorcycle. And apart from that chicken grill, we get a completely sturdy grab rail for the pillion, of course a top box setup rack for the bike too. And it's also much greatly built, have very better build quality too. And seats, we get a split seat setup for the TVS APACHE RTX 300, which is great, with a great room for both the rider and the pillion. And padding is also much softer, so that the bike can be completely opted for touring. And getting on the bike, the first thing to be noted will be the seat height. The bike has got a seat height of like 835 millimeter. I'm a 5'8" guy. I have complete planted foot on both sides, so no issue for me with the seat height. And if you guys are like 5'7", 5'6", don't need to worry, because when a pillion is hopping on, the bike lowers a bit more, so that you guys can have a complete planted foot on the bike. But the weight is a bit higher. The bike weighs around like 180 kilograms, so it's a bit harder to move around the parking lot. And looking at the handlebar switches, we get a cleanly built switches with the light functions integrated into this single switch. We get the cruise control button as standard itself. We get the hazard lamps. These switches are for toggling around the meter console. We get the indicators down the horn. In the right side, just a single switch. We get the kill switch and ignition integrated into this single switch. And before jumping on the meter console, let's check out the keys. These are the keys for TVS APACHE RTX 300. TVS could have gave a much more better key for the RTX. These keys are more like the Ntorq keys. Still a good key, but TVS could have gave a much more better key for this kind of a premium looking TVS RTX 300. And turning on the meter console, we get every single details needed for a rider while on the ride. On the top left corner, we get the time, the tachometer, the riding mode right now we are on, the speedometer, gear position indicator, the fuel indication, the heat sensing, the odometer, average speed, average fuel consumption, and the range. And getting on the menu, there are a wide variety of things like riding mode. There are 4 riding modes: urban, rain, tour, and rally. And these all 4 modes have different kind of traction control, different kind of ABS setting, and different kind of like throttle input, because we get the ride by wire throttle for this motorcycle. So the throttle input differs in all these 4 modes. And the rally mode, we can also turn, in the rally mode the vehicle itself turn off the rear ABS for extra fun. And in the trip details, there are 3 trip modes: trip A, trip B, trip C. We can like edit completely, do things on that meter console, on the trip details. The lamp control, that is another great thing which I have not seen another motorcycle, with the headlamp mode, which we can turn on auto or turn off. And below that we get the headlamp intensity. It's more like when riding on slow speeds, the headlamp brightness is much lower, and while riding on the high speeds, the headlamp delivers a complete brightness so that you can completely see the road. And take me home is something like when turning off the bike, the headlamp still continues to turn on for like 10, 20, 30 seconds according to our personal needs. And welcome lamps, those are the things. And vehicle control, we can turn on the traction control, the sensor based quick shifter, and below that there shows a tire pressure thing. But right now this motorcycle don't have the tire pressure monitoring, because the tire pressure monitoring, the fully adjustable suspension and the brass coated chain are only available on the TVS Apache RTX BTO variant. And it's also Bluetooth compatible, so turn by turn navigation, call alert, music system, everything can be accessed from the meter console. And we can also control our GoPro from this thing by connecting it to our GoPro, so GoPro users will be much happier. And my vehicle, you can save your documents right here, performance record, and every single like service things, everything comes under my vehicle. And display setup, the custom widgets, brightness, high speed alert, everything can be also adjusted, you guys know, right? So I don't want to go every single detail, right? And we also get the warning symbols on either side. But one thing is missing right now, that's the charging port facility. The charging port facility is completely sold as an extra accessory by TVS. That's not a great thing to do with this kind of a super like a super bike level of bike, which other bikes completely sell it as a standard thing. TVS while said it is an extra accessory. But all things apart, right now let's check out the greatest engine from TVS right now to this motorcycle, because right now we get a 299.1cc single cylinder liquid cooled 4-valve 4-stroke DEATAILED engine for the all new TVS Apache RTX 300. This engine was introduced on the 2024 TVS Motor event. Talking about the performance, this engine can deliver up to like 36 PS power and 28.5 Newton meters of torque. Since we have the ride by wire throttle, every single throttle can be experienced on this motorcycle. Such a precise like throttle response on this motorcycle. And we also get the slipper clash and also the quick shifter, where we can completely enjoy the motorcycle on highways too. And talking about the braking, right now we get a great braking setup also for this TVS Apache RTX 300 with 320mm disc rotors in the front side, with a dual channel ABS system also on this motorcycle. So braking is also not compromised on this motorcycle. The braking bite, the feedback, everything is so great for this TVS Apache RTX 300. And in the rear side we get a 240mm disc rotors again with a single piston calipers. I had never felt any negative side while riding, because the braking was too good for this motorcycle, so that it tends us, I mean this bike makes us to push the bike a bit more because of the great braking for this motorcycle. And suspension, we get the 180mm travel suspension on both ends, the front 41mm golden UST forks, and the single monoshock suspension with the preload adjustability on the rear side is also set for 180mm travel. Since it's a top variant, no adjustability is right now on this motorcycle other than the preload adjustability on the rear side. Right now with the suspension setting is more on the moderate side, not so hard, not so soft. Right now it's at more on a moderate level, so that when riding through like bumpy roads, we do feel that kind of a bumpiness while riding. And when jumping on the potholes, the pillion will be completely knowing that hit while jumping on the potholes too, which I did verify by making my pillion ride on this motorcycle. And according to my personal opinion, the suspension could have been much more softer, a bit more softer, so that we can experience a much more comfortable ride with those softer suspension. And tires, we get the TVS Eurogrip dual purpose tires for this motorcycle with the 110 section, a wider 110 section tires in the front side and a 150 section tires in the rear side. And the tire grip was amazing. I rode this motorcycle already on off-road trials and of course the highway, so tire grip was excellent on these two conditions, and even while cornering too, so there is no drawback with the tires too. These tires give a perfect grip while on the like dry condition and also on the wet conditions too. And wheels, we get the 19-inch alloy wheels in the front side and a 17-inch alloy wheels in the rear side. And personally I would love to see this machine with the sport wheels too, so that it can be completely experienced and taken to a complete off-road. And we also get like 200mm ground clearance, so don't need to worry about anything hitting onto your bash plate. Since I took to off-road, I can verify that also. And the build quality is something great for this motorcycle. Every single panel gaps, even the small aluminum mesh plating thing in the high strength trellis frame setup, every single thing is more like a premium quality for this TVS Apache RTX 310. So before going for a short ride, let's also hear out the exhaust note. Let me give a bit of a throttle. So let's go to highways and see how the all new TVS RTX 300 performs. I just forgot to say we also get the adjustable levers for this motorcycle and can be adjusted while on the ride wherever you want. And finally we have reached the highway, so let's see how the all new TVS Apache RTX 300 performs. Right now the wind blast is so much extreme, but still we have got an open road, and so let's do a pull on the TVS Apache RTX 300 from 4th gear itself. The wind blast is too heavy, that's the reason I just pulled the brakes. But seriously man, this machine is something else. The all new engine delivers the power just like that. Even though in the other modes like the urban mode and the rain mode, the power is much more linear, but in the 2 mode the throttle response is so much accurate. Every single twist is completely known to us while on the ride. And vibrations, yeah, we do feel vibration on this motorcycle, but right now on these speeds like 6th gear on 74 km/h, we don't feel that kind of a vibration. But after like 6000 rpm or 7000 rpm, we do feel vibration, mainly on the tank sides and also on the foot pegs, but a very small buzzing feel on the handlebar. So vibration is not that a great issue for this motorcycle, and the open highways make this bike a complete tool for your touring. So it's a great tourer if you have got highways just like this with a clean roads, so that suspension do provide its proper comfort while on the ride too. And just like I said before, the wind blast is too heavy. Even with those visors, the wind is completely hitting onto my head after like 90 km/h. So if you guys are looking into high speed cruising, high speed touring, just get the extra accessory, more like an extended visor, which they already provide as an extra accessory. They could have provided as a standard for this TVS Apache RTX 300. And the mirrors, I definitely love the mirrors, showing every single detail behind our back too. So no issue with the mirrors in terms of the visibility, and of course the design is also so much interesting. And the ergonomics, of course we get a complete wider handlebars, a relaxed riding position for this machine, and the seats are much wider and a very natural foot pegs just below the seats, so that there is no strain for us while on the ride. And the comfort is so great for this motorcycle while traveling through this kind of roads with very minimal bumpiness, so that the suspension do provide the ultimate comfort while riding this machine. And the braking is also great for this motorcycle on every single mode. The rain mode, the urban mode, the tour mode and the rally mode, ABS intensity are different, so that we get a very high intensity on rain mode and the very less intensity on tour and rally mode, so that the braking bite is completely changed according to our riding modes. And also the traction control and the throttle response also do changes on these specified modes while on the ride. And talking about the stability and handling, even with the 180 kilograms, the motorcycle handles too much greatly. The traffic filtering was also so much easier. The only drawback, bike is so much bulkier, so going through narrow gaps would be not that easier. And looking at the fuel efficiency side, right now we get a 12.5 liter fuel tank, and the fuel efficiency is expected to be like 32 to 45 km/L. 32 if you guys are like enjoying the motorcycle on cities, the mileage can drop up to like 32 kilometers. And if you guys are like riding decently on highways just like this, you guys can get up to like 45 km/L on such speeds, like 70-80 km speeds at like 6th gear at decent RPMs. So we also get a decent fuel efficiency for this all new TVS Apache RTX 300. And finally, looking on the pricing, right now there are 3 variants for this motorcycle: a base variant, the top variant which I am riding right now, and also got a BTO variant. And the pricing is just like the base variant cost about like 2 lakhs like showroom pricing, the top variant cost about like 2,15,000, and the BTO version cost about like 2,35,000 rupees. TVS has done a great pricing for this machine, because every other brands has just got their brains blown out because of the insane pricing for this machine. It's a completely worth it machine, a worth it buy at such a pricing. We get a perfect all new engine, great features with the build quality more like a super bike. So it's a great steal deal, guys. And that's it for the review of the TVS Apache RTX 310. So let's catch up in the next video. Until then, it's a bye from me. Bye guys.